Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and crack the case of the ultimate hot summer day nightmare. You know the exact scenario. You get into your car when it is absolutely sweltering outside, you crank the air conditioning all the way down, and you wait for that beautiful, relieving blast of ice cold air. But instead, you get a gust of warm, stale air blowing directly into your face. It's the worst. Today, we're going to figure out exactly what is going wrong when this happens, using the facts straight from our source material to diagnose the issue. Congratulations, your car has officially become a mobile sauna. Man, that perfectly captures that visceral, immediate frustration, doesn't it? Before you start angrily mashing the AC button on your dashboard, hoping for a miracle, let's use this explainer to embark on a little diagnostic journey to fix that mobile sauna. We are going to figure out what could actually be happening behind the scenes. Section 1. Checking the airflow. Let's start with a really methodical checklist. First up, verify the air conditioning system is actually switched on. I know, it sounds super obvious, but trust me, it happens. Second, ensure the temperature is set correctly. And third, check for normal blower airflow. Why do we start here? Well, because sometimes the problem isn't a lock of cold air being generated. Sometimes the system simply is failing to move enough of that cold air into the cabin for you to feel it. And this brings us to our first major suspect, the cabin air filter. A nice, clean filter allows for normal airflow, but a clogged filter? That severely restricts it, making your AC feel incredibly ineffective. It's literally like trying to breathe through a pillow. Definitely not ideal, right? But wait, what if the airflow is strong? You're getting blasted with wind, but the air is still warm. Well, the plot thickens. If you've passed the airflow test, we now need to shift our focus away from just the fans and filters and look much more closely at the actual air conditioning hardware itself. Section 2. The refrigerant reality. Here is an absolutely crucial point to remember. Refrigerant doesn't normally just disappear because your car got older. This is a super common misconception, but the source material is incredibly clear on this fact. An air conditioning system is a closed loop. If the refrigerant level is low, it means there is a leak somewhere in that system that has to be found and repaired. It doesn't just evaporate from old age, I promise you. Section 3. Under the hood, hardware. Let's rapidly eliminate the jargon here and look at the potential hardware failures. The big one right at the top is the AC compressor. You can think of this as essentially the heart of the system because it's responsible for circulating that refrigerant we just talked about. If the compressor fails or if there's a faulty clutch on certain vehicles, you get zero cold air. But it's not just the compressor. You could easily have electrical problems, issues with the condenser, a failure of the cooling fans, or even broken sensors and temperature controls right inside the cabin. Basically, there is quite a bit of hardware working together here. So how do you figure out which one of these is causing your problem? You can gather specific clues to empower your technician. Start by just observing the symptoms. Ask yourself, is the airflow strong or weak? Does the air become colder while you are actively driving down the highway, but then turn warm when you're stopped at a red light? Do you hear the compressor actually appear to engage when you hit the AC button? Are there any weird, unusual noises? Is there an AC warning or error message popping up on your dash? These specific observations are absolutely invaluable, and they help a professional technician narrow down the true culprit so much faster. Section 4. What not to do? Just put some Freon in it. We've all seen this online, and the source material specifically calls this out as terrible, bad internet advice. Look, when you're sweating in your car, it is so incredibly tempting to look for a quick do-it-yourself fix, and blindly adding refrigerant just because someone online suggests it is a dangerous red herring. Think of it this way. Your car's AC system isn't a soda bottle. More isn't necessarily better. Overfilling it with too much refrigerant can actually cause severe problems for your hardware. Plus, as we established earlier, if you are low on refrigerant, it means you have a leak. So mindlessly adding more refrigerant doesn't actually fix the underlying leak. It just masks the problem temporarily while potentially damaging your system even further. Section 5. The proper fix. The correct procedure, the one a professional technician is actually going to take, is highly methodical. It starts with testing the system and checking the pressures using the correct specialized equipment. Then they actively look for those leaks we discussed. They'll verify that the compressor and fans are operating properly. Once the true culprit is finally found, they repair that underlying problem. And finally, only then, do they recharge the system to the exact manufacturer specification. It just goes to show that a real fix requires specialized tools and a methodical approach. Absolutely no guesswork allowed. So if your AC suddenly starts blowing hot air, don't just give up and roll down the windows hoping for a breeze. Take the time to find out whether the problem is the airflow, a refrigerant leak, a failing compressor, or electrical controls. Because let's be real, when it is 100 degrees outside, is maybe it'll get colder later really a winning automotive strategy? No way. Your car is supposed to give you cool air, not function as a personal tropical vacation. So take the clues you learned today, ditch those DIY internet hacks, and get that system properly diagnosed.